What is going on, everybody? It's JetsCentral coming back with another video. And guys, I got to be honest with you right up front. This is a topic that I'm really, really passionate about, and I care deeply about it. And I know I could be out on an island with what I'm going to be talking about in this video, but I think I can't just sit around and do nothing. I really feel like I need to dish out my thoughts on this topic. I feel like this needs to be said, and I hope at least some of you guys agree with me. So, the video is regarding the quarterback position of the New York Jets. Okay, something that has haunted me for pretty much my whole life. Being a Jets fan, I love the quarterback position. I can watch hours upon hours of film on the position, studying offenses and watching college tape and doing all this stuff. Watching the quarterback position, I love the responsibility. It's the hardest position in all of sports. I just love it. I like how you have to check so many different boxes to be a successful quarterback in the National Football League. I'm just drawn to it. And I love the New York Jets, but ironically, they've never went hand in hand, okay? This isn't a 2-year problem. This isn't a 3-year problem that the Jets have had. This problem, the inability to find a franchise quarterback, has haunted the Jets for years, okay? 4 years, pretty much my whole life. I know we had Pennington for a little bit, and we had some good years with Sanchez, but a real franchise quarterback, okay? My definition of a franchise quarterback is somebody who the team, the players, the coaches, the front office, the whole organization, the fans believe in to lead them to the playoffs and hopefully go deep into the playoffs and to compete for championships. No matter if he does well one week or bad one week, you still have confidence in him. Whether he has great pieces around him or nothing around him, you still know he is the guy that represents our franchise. He is the face of the franchise, and we feel comfortable in any scenario as long as he's our quarterback. That's what I think a franchise quarterback is. And to be honest with you guys, I am jealous. I am jealous when I look around the league, and I'm envious. I really, really am. I always kid around with my brother on draft day. Imagine being a Panther fan back in 2011 when they drafted, or 2010 or whatever it was when they drafted Cam Newton. Imagine being that Panther fan sitting there saying, wow, we just went all in with the Heisman Trophy winner. Look at this guy, Cam Newton, the first overall pick, a quarterback. Let's turn this thing around. Or being a Colts fan, or a Lions fan, or a Saints fan, or a Falcons fan, or a Bucks fan, or a Titans fan, or a Chargers fan. I could go on and on and on. Patriots, Steelers, Packers, 49ers, Rams, Eagles. All these teams have franchise quarterbacks, okay, or hope they have franchise quarterbacks. And this is something that has haunted the Jets for years, the inability to find a franchise quarterback. And guys, I don't want it to seem like I'm some know-it-all kid, okay? But I really do believe it's not as hard as the Jets are making it out to be. We can't sign one. We can't draft one. We can't groom one. What is the deal? What is the issue here? Why can't we do what other teams do? I know everybody looks at the Cleveland Browns and laughs at them, and national sports media makes fun of them any chance they get. But I think the Jets are, as far as the quarterback position goes, they're right in the same boat. It's really embarrassing how this franchise cannot get a quarterback. What is the issue here? We pass on the quarterbacks we should take. We take the ones that don't work out. We can't groom them. We throw them to the fire. The media grills them. We can never sign one. We always make the wrong move in free agency throughout the history of the team, and it's really frustrating, So we fast forward up until 2017, where the New York Jets are making tons of moves, and there's a lot of speculations that the Jets were going to tank. Okay, like going 0-16 or 1-15 to secure the number one pick to go out and get a Sam Darnold, Josh Rosen, Josh Allen. The guy. And that's what a lot of experts had the Jets doing, okay? But it turns out that every single move Mike Maccagnan made was extremely smart, dealing Sheldon Richardson, getting a pick and curse. McCown had a really nice season. Promoting Robbie Anderson, giving him an expanded role, obviously dominated. Not to mention all the free agents that he let go, or all of his releases. Revis, Mangold, Clady, or not Mangold, Clady, Brandon Marshall, Eric Decker. I could go down the list. Calvin Pryor getting Demario Davis, having a career season. Okay? All these moves have been great. All of them have been great. And the Jets, I've never really been in favor of the whole tanking idea. That's just not me as a Jets fan, as a fan of sports. I don't like teams losing on purpose. I've never liked that. That's why I don't really like the NBA so much. Okay, because it's really annoying to me. Losing games on purpose to get high draft picks. So you're looking at it, and the Jets, deep in my head throughout the season, I was always thinking, are the Jets going to screw themselves out of a quarterback, okay, in the draft? So the season ends, and we're ending up picking sixth in the NFL draft. Okay, fair enough. There's four franchise quarterbacks I believe in: Josh Rosen, Josh Allen, Baker Mayfield, and Sam Darnold. Okay, and any other year, if you're a football fan and you're picking six and there's four quarterbacks, you're pretty damn confident that one is going to fall to you. Okay, but with the way it's, hold on, before I get into the draft, I need to say this. So the season ends, okay, and turns out that the Washington Redskins are not going to tag or sign Kirk Cousins to a long-term deal. And we're sitting here looking like Kirk Cousins, a franchise quarterback, 29 years old, is going to be hitting the market. And we have $89 million to spend in free agency. This is like a storybook. Is this the guy? Is this the guy that is set to turn the Jets around? Can we get him in the building? Okay, and so everything was looking up, from a lot of Jets fans' perspectives. Everything was looking up because Kirk Cousins would have been a huge, huge upgrade at the position. And I'm not saying from this past season. I'm saying in years. He would be the best quarterback that we've had in years. Okay, and of course nothing is set in stone, and he could still be a New York Jet. But the reason or the point that I'm making this video is because of this. There are multiple reports. Okay, there are multiple reports out there that Kirk Cousins will be going to Minnesota. He wants to go to Minnesota. The Vikings want him. They are clearing cap for him. Okay, he prefers to stay in the NFC, and he wants to be paid. And the Minnesota Vikings have the weapons. They have a better team. They have a better coaching staff. They have the money to pay him. Okay, they want him, and it's looking like a match made in heaven. And everything, as far as sports experts, fans of all teams, the Twitter universe, even like sports betting, like Vegas, they're having like odds. Kirk Cousins will be going to the Vikings, okay? And then there's one report that really drove me up a wall, which was that it literally said the New York Jets fear, okay, we fear that Kirk Cousins will be a Viking. And yet we sit on our hands and do nothing. You look at teams like the Cleveland Browns yesterday in an epic day for trades, and I love the trades, okay? But reading between the lines, the Bills gave up their quarterback and acquired another draft pick. They have 2 firsts, 2 seconds, and now 2 third-round picks. Isn't that telling you something? You trade your starting quarterback. That was a playoff quarterback. The Buffalo Bills made the playoffs. Okay, I understand the AFC was weak last season, but Tyrod Taylor had a solid season. They give him away for a third-round pick, and they have Nathan Peterman. I think the Buffalo Bills are telling us they're trading up. You look at teams like Cleveland. They gave away DeShone Kizer yesterday to Green Bay. Okay, they're probably going to take one with one of their picks, either 1 or 4. The Giants could still take a quarterback. Okay, the Dolphins gave away Jarvis Landry to acquire more picks. There's rumors that they are really looking to move up, and they have a decent quarterback on the roster of Ryan Tannehill, excuse me. He's not horrible, but he's not great. He's not a top 5 or top 10 guy, but he can play, for Miami. Obviously, he has years in the system, and with Adam Gase and whatnot, coming off a huge injury. But still, the Dolphins are rumored to trade up. So you're sitting here as a Jets fan like me, and you're looking at this situation like, Cleveland's making moves, and Buffalo's acquiring picks to move up in the draft, and Miami could move up in the draft, and the Browns could still take a quarterback. The Giants could take a quarterback. If Denver misses out on Kirk Cousins, they're probably going to take a quarterback. And I'm sitting here worried as hell that the New York Jets are going to mess this thing up because they're going to be too conservative and say whatever. Just say to the franchise, oh, maybe next year. There's always next year. We have the 2019 draft, coming up, and don't sweat it because we'll eventually get our guy. Why do we have to keep pushing this back? Why can't we just go all in? Go ask the Philadelphia Eagles. Do you regret trading up for Carson Wentz? Go ask the LA Rams. Do you regret trading up for Jared Goff? The answer is going to be no. And I do understand that not every draft pick works out. I totally understand that completely. But at some point, you can't keep striking out looking. You cannot do that. You can't keep taking Taj Boyd, Greg McElroy, Geno Smith, Christian Hackenberg, Bryce Petty, developing them. Excuse me. They're not growing. They're not the answer. They can't even play. Stop trying to go after diamonds in the rough. Not everybody is Tom Brady. Not everybody's Russell Wilson. Do you know how lucky New England is? Do you know how lucky Seattle is that they got huge franchise quarterbacks in the late rounds? I'm not saying I have anything against late round quarterbacks, but I'm just saying that if you're a team that needs a quarterback, you might want to look in the first round. You might want to look, you know, at the top dogs in free agency, not trying to get these like run of the mill quarterbacks and pretending that they're the guy, or like, trying to or having like buyer's remorse so much, or just like convincing yourself that they're the guy, like we did with Geno, like we did with Ryan Fitzpatrick, like we did with Josh McCown a little bit. So the New York Jets, we've got to figure this thing out. If Kirk, this is what I'm going to say. This is what I'm going to end the video on, okay? If the minute Kirk Cousins signs with the Minnesota Vikings, we trade up. We have got to trade up. We cannot risk missing out on a quarterback. Can you imagine Kirk Cousins goes to Minnesota? Imagine this. It's going to be bad, but imagine it. Imagine Kirk Cousins goes to Minnesota, okay? And the New York Jets sit at 6, all content. The Bills trade up and get their guy, and the Broncos take one, and the Browns take one, and the Giants take one. We're sitting at 6 with no quarterbacks left on the board. We're taking at 6, and we're screwed. And we have to roll out Josh McCown, Bryce Petty, and Christian Hackenberg for another year. That's unacceptable. That cannot happen. Okay, that's completely, that would be unbelievable. That's cannot happen. Okay, this is insane here. Why is it so difficult for us to get a quarterback? Look at all these teams: Falcons, Saints, Panthers, Bucks, Titans, Chargers. All these teams, they have franchise quarterbacks, but yet we're like afraid to pull the trigger. We don't want to take one in the first round, but we'll take some in the late rounds, and we'll say like, oh, we're trying to develop them and like let them grow, and we see something in these guys, but yet they never pan out. They never are coached correctly. They never are groomed correctly. They're forced to play way too early. There are good quarterbacks on the market. We don't feel like we can get them. Why are we still sitting at 6? Okay. Mathematically, we have a great opportunity to land a quarterback at 6, with four guys worth taking. Okay, but right now it's looking like the Bills could trade up, the Cardinals could trade up, the Dolphins could trade up. And if we get jumped by a division rival and they snag a quarterback in front of us and we get screwed, that would be literally like the worst day ever. As a Jets fan, it would be a slap in the face to the franchise, how we continue year in, year out, to sit on our hands and do nothing. So the Jets, we got to figure it out. I want Mayfield. I want Darnold. I want Allen. I want Rosen. I want Kirk. And if we don't end up with one of those guys, if we roll out Christian Hackenberg and the New York Jets try to sell it to the fans, he's the answer, give me a break. He's a second-round pick, the first player like in NFL history to never take a snap, being, in 2 years, being a second or, drafted in the first 2 rounds. It's give me a break, He has all the physical tools to be successful. He's had over a year and a half, and he could not even start over Josh McCown. He couldn't beat him out. It's unbelievable, So really frustrating. And we've got it. If we don't sign Kirk Cousins, move up, because we can't risk it. We cannot risk not getting a quarterback, and we can't just say, oh, 2019, hopefully there's some good ones there. I mean, there are going to be some decent ones. Justin Herbert, maybe Jacob Eason and whatnot, but I can't. There's no point to doing that. The time to strike is now, New York. We've got to get one of these guys. Josh Rosen's built for New York. Baker Mayfield, the underdog mentality. Sam Darnold, the it factor, the calmness. Josh Allen, the potential. Kirk Cousins, the stats, the success. We have the resources. We have the draft picks. We have the money. We have the need. Okay? Why is this so difficult? I don't understand it. Can we please end this? Can we please end this ongoing problem that we just can't seem to figure out? And you know what? If the Jets go out and draft Josh Rosen and he's horrible, so be it. We tried. And there's always going to be next season. But you can't say there's always next year and not do anything. And then until 2019 rolls around, you're going to say the same thing. Oh, maybe we'll see what we can do in 2020. We'll pick a quarterback in the 5th round and say, no, we really believe in this guy and he's going to be the answer, and he doesn't work out. It's the same old thing. It's the record going back and forth. It's the same old story with the Jets. We can't find a franchise quarterback, and the problem is that they don't try. They're afraid to go up in the draft, to pay the quarterback big money, whatever it is. It never happens. And like I said before, everyone makes fun of Cleveland, but I think the Jets right now, involving the quarterback position, or yeah, like revolving around the QB spot, they're in the same boat. You know, everyone says, "Oh, Browns, they've had 25 starting quarterbacks, whatever it was, in however many so years." Look at the New York Jets; it's been horrible. You know, I know Fitzpatrick had one good season, and that's like one of the best Jet seasons for a quarterback ever. Can we please end this? So I'll leave it at that. Let me know down in the comments section what your guys' thoughts are on this move or on this topic, the Jets quarterback position, the haunting story that happens every single year. We can't figure it out. We can't figure it out. So thank you guys so much for watching this long video. I really do appreciate that. I just needed some time to vent, some time to I guess just express my thoughts a little bit on it, because it's just been boiling up this whole offseason, seeing all these teams making moves, getting ready for the draft, and the Jets are just standing pat, doing nothing, and we fear Kirk Cousins is going to go, and yep, it looks like it's perfectly okay with us, because whatever, we're the Jets. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't mean it to be a negative video, but let me know down in the comment section your guys' thoughts, and go Jets.